there is a saying that says practice makes perfect. So I want to solve on different questions on differentiation, so you could also use the video to practice more questions. So I'm going to solve questions on chain rule, product rule, quotient rule. So watch it and see it. So this is the first question. The first question says you should find the third derivative of y is equals to mx m minus 1. So this is the question. You should find the third derivative. And in the last video I did, I said when you do the dy dx of a question, that is the first derivative. When you do another dy dx, that is the second derivative. When you do another one of that same one, that is the third derivative. So for this question, we were asked to find the third derivative. So, and in differentiation, this the power, you multiply it with a number, then you minus 1. That is how to work out for differentiation. So let's work this out. So this is y is equals to, so I'm going to use here to multiply here, then I'll minus 1 from here. So this multiply this is going to be m minus 1 bx m minus 1 minus 1. So which is equals to m minus 1 bx m. Here is going to be minus 1 minus 1 will be minus 2. This is the first derivative. Now for the second derivative, I'm still going to use this one to multiply all this, then I'll minus it by 1. So here it will be m minus 1 m minus 2 bx m minus 2 minus 1. So here this second derivative, m minus 1 m minus 2 bx minus 2 minus 1 will give you minus 3. This is the second derivative. Now for the third derivative, that is the third derivative is going to be, I'll use this one to multiply this one, then I'll still minus 1 from here. So it's going to be m minus 1 m minus 2 m minus 3 bx m minus 3 minus 1. So the third derivative is equals to m minus 1 m minus 2 m minus 3 bx m minus 4. So this is the final answer. Find the derivative of cos open bracket 7x plus 2. Just like I said, when you see a question, you will know which rule to apply, whether chain rule, product rule, or quotient rule. Now this is a function in a function. This is a function in a function. So this is the chain rule. So what we'll do is we'll represent this with u. So we say let y is equals to cos u. Then let u is equals to 7x plus 2. Now here it will be dy dx, which is equals to the integration of cos u is negative sine u. Then the u dx is equal to, this is 1. So 1 multiplies 7. Then 1 minus 1 will give you 0. So here is a constant. So it will be equal to 0. So we are going to do dy dx multiplied by du dx, which is equals to minus sine u multiplied by 7. So which is equals to minus 7 sine u. And this u represents 7x plus 2. So we are going to write minus 7 sine 7x plus 2. I hope you understand. Let me do a recap again. This is the question. It says cos open bracket 7x plus 2. Now in this question, this is a function inside another function. And when you're having a function inside another function, what you're expected to use is chain rule. You're expected to use is what? Chain rule. So you substitute this. So what I did was that I substitute all this to be u. So I now wrote u is equals to cos u. So I now did differentiation in respect to y, so which is dy dx is equals to the differentiation of cos is negative sign. The differentiation of cos is negative sign. So I now wrote minus sine u. Now this u that is inside the box is u is equals to 7x plus 2. So inside the 7x plus 2, I now did du dx. So du dx of this 7x plus 2 is equal to 7. So I wrote 7 here. So chain rule states that dy dx multiplied by du dx. So when I multiplied it, I brought it to now became minus sine u times 7. So minus 7 sine u. Now this u represents 7x plus 2. Then I wrote it back. So this is the final answer. The third question on differentiation. Now the question is y is equals to 3x squared over sine x. Just like I said, when you see a question, you will know which one to use. It's either you're using chain rule, product rule, or quotient rule. Chain rule is when you are seeing a function of a function. When the question is function of a function, that means a function that is inside another function. Then the product rule is multiplication of two functions. Then quotient rule is the division of two functions. When you see this division sign, once you see this division sign, it means you have to use quotient rule. And the formula for quotient rule is v u prime minus u v prime over v squared. Now this u prime, I explained it in my previous video. It means the dy dx of u. So which in other words, this is u du dx minus u dv dx over v squared. So the formula is u v du dx. V comes first. V du dx minus u dv dx over v squared. So this is u and this is v. So u is equals to 3x squared. Now du dx is equals to, this is 2 times 3, 6x. 2 minus 1 is still remaining it. Then v is sine x. So the dv dx of sine x is cos x. So what we'll now do is that we'll now substitute this our value into this. Our v is what? Our v is sine x. Then our du dx is 6 minus our u is 3x squared. Then our dv dx is cos x over v squared. Our v is sine x squared. Now you open bracket. So here is going to be 6x sine x minus 3x squared cos x over sine x squared. Now when you look at these two things, there is something common, and one of the things common is 3x. So I'm going to write 3x, open bracket. How many 3 can you see here? 2. This x cancel this x. Here will be sine x minus this one cancel this one. It will remain x cos x over sine x square. You don't need to open the bracket, you just leave it. So this is the solution to 3x squared minus sine x. Let me do a little recap again. This is the formula. Once you see a question that has division, it means you are going to use quotient rule in differentiation. In differentiation, once you see a question that has division, it means what you are supposed to use is quotient rule. And this is the formula: v u prime minus u v prime over v squared, which is also v du dx minus u dv dx over v square. So you list out what you have. This is u, which is equal to 3x squared. Then the du dx, the differentiation of 3x squared is equals to 6x. 2 times 3 is 6. Then 2 minus 1 will give you 1x. Then v is sine x. Now the dv dx of sine x is cos x. So you substitute. This is v. V is what? Sine x. Then du dx is 6x. Then what is u? U is 3x squared. Then the v dx is cos x over v. V is what? Sine x squared. Then you open brackets, it will give you this. You open this bracket, it will give you this. Then you collect like terms. You factorize. What is common between here? 3x is common. You can see 3x here, you can see 3x here. So this is how we got our final answer. Question on finding the derivative of x cubed is equals to y. So we are doing the differentiation and it's going to be in respect to x. So what we'll do is that we'll make this x stand alone. So it will be x is equals to 1 over 3y. And we can't continue like this until we change this into standard form. So this will be x is equals to y raised to power of minus 3. So this is a standard way of writing this. So now, just like how it is in the law of differentiation, you use this to multiply this, then you minus this with 1. So it's going to be x is equals to 1 over 3y, then 1 over 3 minus 1. So here, 1 over 3 minus 1 over 1, you collect like terms. What is common? 3. How many 3 can you see here? 1. You write 1 here minus. How many 1 can you see here? You can see 3. Multiply this, it will give you 3. 1 minus 3 minus 2 over 3. So this is the answer. So here you now write x is equals to 1 over 3y minus 2 over 3. So this is the question on derivative. And the question is find the derivative of 4x minus 3 raised to power 5. Just like I told you, I said when you see a question, it will determine the formula to use. There are 3 formulas: the chain rule, the product rule, and the quotient rule. The chain rule is when you're having a function of a function. Then the product rule is the multiplication of 2 functions. Then the quotient rule is the division of 2 functions. Now when you see this, this is a function of a function. It means we are using what? Chain rule. So this is y is equals to. So we are going to say let u be 4x minus 3. Then the du dx, that's the differentiation of this, will be equals to 4. Then we'll now say let y is equals to u raised to power of 5. Remember that we've substituted this to be u. Now the dy dx is going to be 5 raised to power of u4. 5 times u is 5. Then this 5 minus 1, it will give you 4. Now, chain rule states that du dx multiplied by du dx. So it's going to be what? Dy dx, that's 5u4 multiplied by this. So this, it will give you 20u4. Now this u represents what? 4x minus 3. So you write 20, don't forget to put your equals to sign. 20 4x minus 3 raised to power 4. So this is the final answer. This is so simple. So I want everybody to give an attempt. Yes, I want everybody to give an attempt and drop your answers in the comment section. Don't be surprised, you might be lucky. I'll pick you up and I'll give you a reward for it. So this is x squared minus x minus 2. This one, you know the formula to use. You are meant to use quotient rule. This is y is equals to 3x cos x. You are meant to use product rule for this. So solve it and drop your answer in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Simple Mathematics Up, on Facebook, Obi Manuel Kelechi, on TikTok, Favorite Q. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share our videos anywhere you come across our videos on any social media platform. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to share it to your friends who are trying to meet up in mathematics. Don't forget to share it to your friends also in the university levels. Don't forget to also share it to your friends who are in SS classes. Do well to subscribe, especially on YouTube. Thank you.